Hello. Today we're going to talk about the present simple negative. Do you remember how to use the verbs in the present simple? Do you remember the rule for the third person? Well, do you remember the pronouns? Let's start with the pronouns. And let's start first with why we use the present simple negative. We use the present simple negative to talk about things that are in the negative. In other words, to say no. Something is in the negative. So we use the auxiliary verb don't or doesn't. Let's look at the pronouns and see how we use this verb, don't or doesn't, with each of the pronouns. So in the positive, we can say, I work. But in the negative, then we say, I don't work. So this, in a way, is saying no. No work for me. So in the positive, we say, you work. In the negative, we say, you don't work. Now, it means no. Now notice how don't actually means do not. And in order to make it shorter, we take out this O and then we write it like this, don't. It's a contraction. English uses a lot of contractions to make sentences shorter. Let's look at the rest of the pronouns and how we use the present simple negative of don't or doesn't. So here's where it gets tricky. Do you remember the third person? He, she, and it? We use works. We always use S with the third person singular. So then, with the present simple. So then when we do the negative in the present simple, we also have to use an S ending. So it'll be he, she, and it does not work, which means no. But we can shorten does not and make a contraction, and we can say doesn't. So when we use he, she, or it, then we use doesn't. Let's look at examples for the rest of the pronouns. I, you, he, she, it. What about we? We work, or we do not or don't work. Here in this sentence, we say, no, we don't work. Now, let's look at an example for they and you plural. So, they and you plural work. And if we want to say it in the negative, it's they and you plural don't work. No. So, the only one where we have to use the S is for the third person. So, for the third person, we use doesn't or does not. It's pretty easy, right? So, let's think of some more examples using present simple negative. So, present simple negative can be used for all the pronouns. Like, I don't like football. He doesn't like tennis. She doesn't like apples. We don't like the rain. They don't like homework. So we can use like to talk about things that we think are good or bad. And in this sentence, it means we don't like it, so it's negative. Now, notice how he and she uses doesn't, and all the other pronouns like I, we, or they use don't. It follows the rule. So I hope this English lesson has helped you to remember how to use the present simple negative. Don't forget that we use the present simple negative to talk about things that are negative that we don't like or we don't want to do. And it's another way of saying no in English. So we use don't and doesn't. Don't for I, you, they, and we, and he, she, and it uses doesn't. And that's how we make the present simple negative. Okay, I hope this video has helped you. Feel free to comment on it, and good luck with your English.